Minerals ist ein australischer Goldexplorer, der sich vornehmlich auf das Goldprojekt Estelle in Alaska konzentriert. Dort hat man relativ schnell eine Ressource von 2,5 Millionen Unzen Gold nachgewiesen, die man in 2020 signifikant erweitern will. Christopher Gerteisen, bei Nova Minerals verantwortlich für das Estelle-Projekt, soll uns dazu heute Rede und Antwort stehen. Christopher, good to talk to you again. It's been a while. Hello, it's been a while since our last interview. We would like you to bring us up to date on what's been happening at Estelle in the last couple of weeks and months, and especially we would like you to tell us what will come next. So 2.5 million ounces in the ground in the Korbel target area. What are your plans there for 2020? Will you be trying to further upgrade the resource, or are you going to expand it?
Both, really, but let me bring you up to date. So after last year's very successful program, we defined 2.5 million ounce JORC compliant inferred resource at the Korbel deposit, which met and exceeded our expectations greatly. And so we managed to do that discovery at a discovery cost of less than $1 per ounce.
Right.
And with our we know the pathfinders. We have the efficiencies. We know what works out there, and so we plan to continue that run rate of a very low discovery cost. Now, what that's done, because it's met our expectations and beyond, is what we're really doing is we're unlocking the district out there. Where at this stage, I think the market's had a bit of a time catching up with our rapid progress, and so we're extremely undervalued relative to our peers. Since that time that we reported the resource last September, October, we've had Barry Dawes from MP Securities out of Australia, a very highly respected analyst. He's given us a 12-month price target of 20 cents. So that's very exciting news. What he's looking at there is that in addition to the exceptional resource that we already have out there, we've also done metallurgical test work in the meantime, and that's come back with very encouraging results. 76% average recovery, and that's just from a 12-hour leach, a 12-hour leach test. So initial met tests coming back very encouraging. Our peers in similar style deposits have recoveries in the 55 to 60% range. So you can see that why we're so excited about that. As we move forward with that in the further metallurgical studies, what we'll begin to see as we optimize our leach solutions and begin to really progress our metallurgical studies, we'll be able to only increase that. So very, very, very good news in terms of the recoveries at the Korbel deposit. We're also
please let me just add there, because that's we have to stress that point, because investors like to talk about resources and grades, and they often tend to forget how important this process is, because if you can treat it economically, then you have so much rocks in the ground, but well, it won't help you.
Absolutely. The reason it's so significant is because in these gold, these gold projects, especially these heap leach operations, and just in general, are very sensitive to the recovery. Just a 1%, 2%, 3% movement up in the recovery has a very large impact on the bottom line. And so 76% recovery is just exceptional, especially at this early stage before any further metallurgical optimization work has been completed. So again, very exciting. And this is what Barry Dawes is looking at. That, in addition, we are fast tracking. If you recall, we have out there a large anomaly at the Korbel deposit. We call them targets A, target B, target C, and target D. We've defined the resource over target A and target B. Target B is where we've intercepted exceptionally high grades up to 1 ounce per ton there, several meters at 1 ounce per ton. And so this is where we're focusing on a starter pit development. Our resource development, when we go out there this year, will be focused initially early on this target B, where we're looking at a starter pit scenario to fast track the development we're looking at 2023 potentially. Also, we've made rapid progress in terms of continuing our resource development work and getting drilling. As we speak, the snow road is going in. We're almost there. Within the next week or so, the snow road should be completed, which will give us access to site. We'll be bringing in our permanent camp, as well as 2 diamond drill rigs. These diamond drill rigs will go to the Korbel deposit initially to focus on that starter pit, to infill drill, to drill down to depth. Remember, we have 500 down to 500 meters mineralized the entire way. So also step out, and so we'll be, to answer your question originally, we'll be upgrading, increasing the resource, as well as proving it up into the measured and indicated categories. And so in terms of increases, we're looking at into the doubling to potentially tripling the resource at Korbel just from what we see out there. Remember, we're going to be doing targets B, target A, also target C and target D are actually larger and stronger anomalies with the same geophysical signature, which has been so successful in the past. And so just in that area alone, we're looking at doubling to tripling the resource this year to the 5 to 7 million ounce range. And so that's happening as we speak. So these are the kind of things that the analysts are looking at, and the sophisticated and institutional money is starting to move in. We're starting to see that, and so the early movers, the smart money, as they say, is really catching on, and we're seeing good interest in that respect.
Yeah, let's talk about that shortly. You did a capital raise just a couple of days ago, really, successfully. I think that was for $5 million Australian dollars. Is that correct?
4.3 million.
4.3. Right. So that should give you enough room to get through this year at least.
Absolutely. So that gives us now $6 million in the bank as it stands. That'll easily enable us to do the Korbel resource development work as discussed. Also, remember that coming up in August, we have options in the money. So that'll be an additional $15 million coming into the company in August of this year. So easily enough money to get the drilling started here at Korbel and establish the permanent camp, which will in the future enable us to have a year-round operation, because we're really fast-tracking this project. And it's not, I should mention, it's not just at Korbel. So initially we'll focus on Korbel on the starter pit at target B to bring that fast track into production. But remember, Korbel is only one of 15 known prospects across our site. So what we're really doing is unlocking a district out here. This is one of the most significant districts being developed in the world today, really. And remember, we're in the Tintina Gold province, so 10 million, 20 million ounce districts, not uncommon. And so the Korbel deposit is only one of 15 known targets across the prospect. Later in mid-year, we'll also be going to our RPM prospect, where we have 120 meters at over 1 gram in drilling. Also to the Shoeshine prospect, which we have a number of rock chips over 10 grams per ton, up to 113 grams per ton there as well. So we'll be going to those areas as well to really start unlocking and developing this district and create a pipeline of projects. So fast track early development on the starter pit, and then a pipeline of projects coming along as the years progress to looking at, again, with these Tintina Belt style projects, 20, 30-year mine life, low strip ratio, open pit, heap leach operation, very large scale. At the Korbel deposit itself, eventually what we're looking at is some kind of a super pit type mining operation, really. And then what will be fed in the later years will be, again, the pipeline of projects from RPM, Shoeshine, and a lot of this higher grade material coming in, because the Korbel deposit is an intrusive related gold system similar to Fort Knox, Kinross, and Dublin Gulch, Victoria Gold, Pogo, the Donlin Creek, 40 million ounce Donlin Creek deposit. And so some of the higher grades from Shoeshine and RPM will start to move in as well. Remember, we're looking at some epithermal style, very high grade type deposits down there. So that'll be a bit of a bonus as well.
Well, certainly sounds like an interesting year you're going to have in 2020 and afterwards. That's great to know. To sum up, could you just in your opinion, why should an investor look at taking a position in Nova Minerals at this point in time?
Right. So I would say to investors that if you look at the intrusive related gold systems, and if you look at our peers, and we have the same type of project in the Tintina Gold province, these are some of the most profitable mines in the world, producing gold at $600 to $800 per ounce. And so there's that at Korbel, some of the most profitable mines in the world, but also look at our recoveries. Our recoveries are above and beyond what our peers have as well, at averages 76% before any optimization work has even started on that. We're also looking at ore sorting, I should mention. Ore sorting technology has come a long way in recent years, and we've already had the consultant groups look at our type of deposit and our mineralization, and they say this is the perfect material to be able to ore sort. That should bring an upgrade up to 30% when we go and mine it to our ore. And so that, on the technical side, things are shaping up very positively. Also on the cash side, like I said, this is the capital raise. We have $6 million in the bank, $15 million coming in later in the year. Lots of institutional and sophisticated investor interest. Many people stepping up with mandates on the table, wanting to give us further funds. And so, of course, we will be very diligent in choosing, if even required, to choose the right partners in that respect. So we're cashed up. On that side, things look very good. Drilling and to commence here in the weeks to follow this interview. In February, we should start drilling. Exciting news flow coming to prove up the Korbel resource to the 5 to 7 million ounce range in that area. Also to start to develop this pipeline of projects, which I mentioned, RPM, Shoeshine. You know, internally, to tell you our internal discussions, what we're basically looking at, we throw around the number that it's not unreasonable to think that this could develop into a 50 million ounce district easily. And I'm not just saying that. Many technical consultants have looked at this and are very, very impressed on the geological fundamentals of what we have here. So work to be started very shortly. We would like investors to tune in, get us on your radar, and get in early, because very undervalued at this stage. The retail market is still catching up with the news, but you have a good chance to invest in the company at this stage for at a very undervalued stage. That's what I would say to people.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll be sure to see how it all goes. We're looking forward, especially to the grid drilling to continue. And well, we'll talk later again, and you can update us on what's been happening. Thank you.
Thank you, Born. Talk to you soon.